Okay, so we went ahead and showed you how to light a green screen. Now we're going to show you how to go ahead and key out that background if you're new to keying in green screen. I'm going to show you the tool Adobe Premiere Pro. Depending on the software that you're using, it might look a little similar, it might look a little different. It's really never too far different. If you're using a mobile device like an iPad or some kind of tablet, there's a lot of green screen apps out there if you search for them. So don't be afraid to just kind of plug a shot in there and see the way it looks. So I've got my timeline here. I've already imported my video clip in my background. The thing that most people do is generally just take your video clip and they drag it right on there, and then they might go and throw their background on top and they go, well, I can't see my background. Remember the ordering. You need to have what you want behind your subject underneath it. It's just like a sandwich. This example I always use my students. So if I take away the bread, what's the turkey or the cheese below it? In my opinion, that's the best way to think of it when you're doing any kind of compositing, whether it's in a video application or in a program like Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and get started now. So I'm going to go into my effects panel here. I'm going to go under keying, and I'm going to grab the Ultra key, and I'm going to drag it onto that top layer, not the bottom layer, because that's the one with the green. And now my effect controls up top here. I'm going to be able to go ahead and start the keying process. So the first thing I need to do is tell my keyer what's the color I'm going to use. You could actually use any solid color that's basically even lit, but green does work best because it's the most unnatural color. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it looks all in well, not too bad, but never be satisfied with the first click, and never jump into adjusting your controls before looking at this. And most keyers will let you look at the alpha channel. So you want to look at the alpha channel and see what is being keyed out and what is not. The objects that are going to stay in your video turn white. And you can see we've got some lighting leak. That is kind of not, this part of the wall wasn't as evenly lit, so if you want to really test your skills on lighting even, this is a good way to see. So I'm going to come down to my matte generation. It's usually the first thing I do. And I come to pedestal, and I kind of just drag away a lot of that shadow. In most cases, that's what you're going to have to do. If it's really badly lit, it might be bad enough that you have to go back and relight it. I can take a quick peek here and see what we look like under composite. You can see we got a little bit of green around our hand, which you're going to have because it's a more close-up shot, but we can try and take as much of that out as we can. So if I come to my matte cleanup and I can kind of choke and help really define those edges, you can see her glasses became more clear. This is Hannah, by the way. And I can kind of go back here, and it's not too bad when I play it. So you can kind of go through there and adjust your settings a little bit, and don't be afraid to know where the undo is on your, whether you're using a Mac, Command Z, or a PC. Make sure you know where your undo is, because a lot of times, for me at least, keying is experimentation with different values. With every shot, it seems to be different. It's never a set rule where this is going to be a perfect key. And then you can do cool things. You can kind of start to have some fun with keying. I can take this clip of Hannah here. I can come up and I can duplicate her. Let's see if I find it. I can here. So I've got another clip of her. I'm going to go ahead and just remove the audio because I don't need it. All right, and then I could take and put her on top of herself, because remember we talked about compositing, so right now you wouldn't see anything. But I've got my other effects window open, and I'm going to go actually and horizontally flip this top shot, and now I have Hannah playing patty cake with herself, but I could actually come in then and I can move her around and have all that fun stuff as you kind of get into advanced movements. I've got her and kind of back her up a little bit just so that their hands don't hit so weird. Close enough, I think you get the point. I can kind of keep moving this around to get them where I need to be, but just another example of how to do green screen keying at this time in Adobe Premiere.